Israel's premier reportedly meets with Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed in Kenya in what would mark the first ever contact between the two nations. The Palestinian Liberation Organization boycotts the Middle East Quartet after a recent diplomatic report that they allege is siding with Israel. And American Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton hits the campaign trail with current President Barack Obama. Good evening. This is I-24 News. Initial reports are coming in now of an attempted stabbing in the West Bank. I want to go straight to our security correspondent Anna Aronheim, who joins us now on the phone from Tel Aviv. Anna, what can you tell us?
Well, what we know right now is that an Israeli soldier was almost stabbed by a female Palestinian assailant who was neutralized by security, by the army at the scene. Now, the attack happened just outside of the West Bank town of Ariel, which is one of the larger towns in the West Bank. It's also been the scene of other attacks, other car-ramming attacks in the past few months during this recent wave of Palestinian attacks in Israel and the West Bank. What we know now is that the assailant is in medium condition, moderate condition, I may say. There have been no fatalities. So we do know that one Israeli soldier was apparently also hit by stray bullets, probably by other army officials in the area trying to shoot the assailant.
And Anna, amid these attempted stabbings, tensions are high in the West Bank, including in that Jewish settlement of Ariel. But we did also hear a gag order was lifted today, revealing the arrest of 2 Palestinians on suspicion of smuggling money from Gaza to Hamas operatives in the West Bank. Can you tell us more about those arrests?
Yes, we do know that there were 2 men, one aged 27 and one aged 65. And these men were apparently smuggling money in their shoes to Hamas operatives. And what they're also saying was that these 2 men were smuggling money to help with the building of tunnels. And they also said that these 2 men have provided information on tunnels and also for rocket launching spots used by the group in Gaza.
Anna Aronheim, you'll keep us updated on that attempted stabbing attack in the Ariel settlement in the West Bank. Meanwhile, Israel's premier is in Kenya today, where he has met with the president of Somalia. Now, this marks the first ever high-level contact between the two countries. Now, Israel does not have diplomatic relations with the impoverished East African nation, which is mostly a Sunni Muslim country that's never recognized the Jewish state. It follows reported meetings between top Somali and Israeli officials in Tel Aviv. Israeli officials have so far refused to comment, but our diplomatic correspondent Ellie Hochenberg is on the trail with Benjamin Netanyahu during his East Africa tour. She told us from Nairobi, Kenya, why this meeting may be a breakthrough not just for Africa-Israel relations, but for Arab-Israeli ones too.
Absolutely a groundbreaking meeting. You know, this entire trip is noted by Jerusalem's intention to enhance ties with African nations on the strategic level, diplomatic level, security level, et cetera. And this meeting between the Israeli Prime Minister and the Somali President is definitely an unprecedented milestone in this regard. Israel and Somalia does not have any diplomatic relationship, and Somalia, which is a member of the Arab League, has never recognized the state of Israel officially. We cannot, there is no official or clear confirmation about the whereabouts of this meeting, whether it took place in Tel Aviv or elsewhere. But the basic notion of this meeting is definitely an important milestone. We do hear from officials at the Foreign Ministry that it's only the beginning of communication between Israel and Somalia, and that we can expect further developments in this renewed and somewhat surprising relationship.
Meanwhile, the Executive Committee of the Palestine Liberation Organization, or PLO, has decided to boycott the Middle East Quartet. This comes in the wake of a long-awaited diplomatic report issued a few days ago on the peace process, which for the first time in a major international forum cited Palestinian incitement against Israel as a major obstacle to ending the decades-long conflict. The PLO, headed by President Mahmoud Abbas, said the report did not address the Israeli withdrawal of territories occupied since 1967 or the banning of settlements, which are established against international law. Our correspondent, Mohammed Al-Qasim, explained how the boycott may affect the French peace initiative to break the deadlock in negotiations.
Not really impact the French initiative and the possibilities of holding a conference this summer on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. What it basically says that this issues between the Palestinians and the Israelis is still ongoing, and the gap is actually very, very huge between the two sides. And the Palestinians are now challenging the international community, saying that they are biased and they adopt the Israeli narrative. So this will put more pressure on the French initiative and the French government, who are basically trying to push this conference this summer. But also, it just goes to show you that the lack of advancement in the peace negotiations as of late has deep rooted in the huge disappointment between the between the Palestinian Authority and the international community, which the Palestinians don't believe that the international community has done much to help the Palestinian issue.
Let's move to Europe now, and Hungary is set to hold a referendum on mandatory EU migrant quotas on October 2nd. Encouraged by Britain's shock vote to quit the European Union, Prime Minister Viktor Orban is forging ahead with his referendum after taking an anti-immigration stance since the crisis escalated last year when the government erected a razor fence on the southern border to keep migrants out. Along with Slovakia, Budapest has also launched a court challenge against last year's EU plan, which is intending to set quotas for each EU country to host a share of the migrants over the next 2 years. The referendum on October 2nd will ask Hungarians whether they would accept any permanent EU migrant quota system beyond those 2 years. Let's go now to the race for the White House, and both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are in full swing after 4th of July celebrations. Clinton is hitting the trail with current President Barack Obama for the first time today. Meanwhile, Trump has taken one of his vice presidential prospects out for a public spin. ABC News has the story.
Bring on the reinforcements. Hillary Clinton calling in the heaviest of heavy hitters today, President Obama, a tag team duo against Donald Trump. And the president is clearly ready for a fight.
That's nativism or xenophobia or worse.
Two former rivals turned allies turned travel buddies. This afternoon, they head to the swing state of North Carolina together on Air Force One. And the man they're teaming up against is waging a war of his own on Twitter. Trump tweeting, "Why is President Obama allowed to use Air Force One on the campaign trail? Who pays?" The answer? The DNC and Clinton campaign pick up the tab, but taxpayers do end up footing some of the bill.
She's crooked. That's why we call her Crooked Hillary.
Both sides hoping for a better week ahead after a bad weekend. For Clinton, her weekend interview with the FBI over her emails still looming large. For Trump, a controversy over this tweet about Hillary Clinton, showing what appears to be the Jewish Star of David over a backdrop of money. The image previously posted on a white supremacist message board. The Clinton campaign calling the image blatantly anti-Semitic. Trump firing back, calling Clinton's statement ridiculous, saying the star is often used by sheriffs who deal with criminals and criminal behavior. He later changed the star to a circle.
And at the Kennedy family's 4th of July celebrations, Donald Trump bashing was taken to a whole new level. A piñata of the presumptive GOP nominee was among the decorations at the family's annual party, with Robert F. Kennedy's daughter posting a photo of their Trump-shaped candy-filled container on Twitter before swiftly deleting it. Piñata vendors in Tijuana, Mexico say the Donald Trump piñatas have become their best sellers. That's it for this news bulletin. For more on stories you heard here and more, you can check out our website. That's i24news.tv, or join the conversation on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for being with us, and see you again at the top of the hour. Bye-bye for now.